Hello guys, what's up? How you doing? In this video, I'm going to be walking you through the process of how I made the Flowfest April. I posted on Twitter and LinkedIn using only Figma and After Effects. Just a breakdown, not a tutorial. If you want a tutorial, let me know. I'll make something more specific. But it's a breakdown of how I made it possible, the process. I try to record part of the processes, so I'll be sharing that as well. And the setbacks I had, obstacles, and the likes. So with that said, let's get into it. So yeah, this is the Figma file. As you can see, it's quite busy to an extent. So I got this one first. I used the HTML to design plugin to just get the design file off the website, just to have the assets easily available. And this was it brought to me. I could have added more stuff, you know, like Kieran was there last time, so I saw him today. I saw him yesterday. But overall, it was nice. I wish I did more, like more assets, more designed assets to animate and all. But my After Effects skills weren't superb, so I was like, dream a little bit smaller, you know. So I'm lacking in terms of skill in After Effects. I'm getting better, by the way. So one thing I did was to just bring it over here with HTML to design. So this is the plugin I used, HTML to design plugin. Come on, HTML. Yeah, this plugin here, HTML to design by DivRiot. It's free, but there's a limit you can do monthly. So that's the thing. So with that, I also like tried different concepts. I wanted to like make the Flowfest this thing roll like a cylinder, like, you know, those testing challenges that you roll it and to do. I don't know if you know what I mean. If you play beach buggy racing, you get what I mean. But yeah, I tried to make that. It didn't look so good, so I iterated something else. My idea was that this one is going to come up just like it animated, and it's a text out, hey, it's time. And then we zoom into Flowfest is back. My idea was that this one animate, and this one animate as well. But I wasn't sure how to animate this section here, because I wanted it to look like a 3D. So it comes down as 2D, then moves forward as 3D. And my 3D skills with After Effects isn't so good as well, so I couldn't do that. So right now, what I'm noticing is that I have the ideas, but I can't create them because of skill issue. So that means I just need to keep practicing and practicing. Yeah, basically, and testing. Wow. So aside that, what else do we do? Worked on this one year. So I have an Envato Element subscription. So I got this Earth globe from Envato Elements. So by the way, I also got the audio from it as well. So this audio. Yeah, I got the audio from Envato Elements as well. I paid for a year plan, so I got some cool stuff. But I can't remember where the globe is, so I can't even show you. But the globe was from Vibrant Elements, icon was from Phosphor Icons. Now for the speakers, what I realized is that, so let's even talk about this. In the video I made at some point, I talked about how it was hard to get files from Figma to After Effects. I'll move to After Effects now. I'm just trying to get some things, prepare the assets, and see how I'm going to best move it to After Effects. I might get this plugin that's like $100, the Motion Axe plugin. I don't know, by Motion by Jake or something. When I get it, I'll let you know. AEX is a free plugin that you can use, but it's not really reliable. It's buggy and other stuff. So I paid $90 for the Overload plugin from BattleAxe. I think it was worth it. It was pretty easy to use and all. So this is a plugin over here. This Overload plugin. Yeah, it was awesome. So what I learned from that was that you can get. I designed these images at first using. So I have the picture of Vlad. I did the stroke background, but if you move it like this to After Effects, it's going to separate everything into Vlad picture, into this thing in background, and I didn't need that. So I had to like turn them to images and bring them as images here. So you see Vlad, Casey, Ilya, Steph, and Ross. Apparently this was not Ross. I met Ross yesterday. He said this is a different guy, but they look alike. My bad. So yeah. So one thing I learned was that moving images, you have to like turn these images before you move it to After Effects, or else you just have more complex layers from Figma, and you don't want that. So keep that in mind. And yeah. So and more. There'll be games. Yeah. For this one, I just copied them as image. So this is an image, and I moved it. I didn't want to animate them separately. So it's going to take so much time. I couldn't even think about that. So images, basically. Yeah, so that was that. I think it's even just easier, like once you have the sketch ready and you now do the storyboard and you design everything up in Figma, the art part is animating it. Of course, the art part was getting the idea out firstly, making the copy, making everything match and all. But once you get that part sorted out, it's easier to move to After Effects. So now I'm going to open my After Effects right now, and I'm going to show you the animation, what we basically did. So this is my After Effects. So this is how it starts, if you notice. So now what do I do for this sun animating here? So if you come all the way down here, you see the sun. You press U, you see the position that animates, or just position. How I did this rotating sun part is what I used was can you give me a second? Yeah, what I used was an expression for the where is it? The star? Is it the star? Yeah, is it for the star? So the expression for the star is here. So rotate, transform star 1. Yeah, exactly. There's a rotation expression here. So if you press down here, you see time times 360. So when you do time times 360, you can get a continuous rotation. So for every, it's going to rotate every it's going to rotate 360 every second basically. So yeah, and that's how I was able to do it. So that's how I was able to do that. It wasn't so complex per se, but yeah, I think once you have AI and you have an idea of how expression works and extends, once you have AI, you can like generate expressions that will make it easier for you to be more productive with After Effects. Now, one of the things I wanted to experiment a lot more with this After Effects projects was using 3D camera. So I can use After Effects, I can use 2D stuff, you know, but the 3D camera is something that's very complex to me. So if you notice now, I tried experimenting with the transitions. You can see it's zoomed in. It didn't just go away and appear. It just zoomed in. But this caused problems for me because I kept zooming in, like I was like I'm in scale 0, and I now zoomed in again to this part of my hand. I'm in scale 0.5, and I kept zooming in to the point where once I wanted to like bring these elements, this text, this shape, this the people, the speakers, I had to make them very, very small so that I could actually fit them into the frame, because they are big normally, which will fit the normal camera angle, but because I zoomed them in, I kept going deep, and this made work so much hard for me. So something I've learned, I'm going to look for better workflows to using the 3D camera. It's going to take a lot of practice, I know, but yeah, sometimes I just want to let you know, as you're zooming in, you can go very small, and it's going to be very hard to manage everything. Like this regular text is going to be so big, you just like make the text small. I just in 3D camera move, like you're going to like do some, you're going to like custom views, and like you can see it keeps getting smaller. So as you see now, you see, you see, as you go, you see the camera moves. You see it keeps moving. Okay, the camera just keeps moving. Yeah, it keeps getting smaller. Yeah, but this one keeps staying big as it is. So that was probably my first. But yeah, let's go back to the, I think, custom view 2. What does this one do? Custom view 3. I'm still not good with the 3D camera, honestly. I just do active camera and leave it as that. So yeah, so now one thing I've learned lately is how do I animate this line stuff. This was also a big problem for me. These lines, yeah. So one thing, Illustrator can animate lines. After Effects can animate lines, so you can just like draw a stroke and draw a line and do trim parts. You're good to go. Problem is that this is a line that has a stroke, and there are multiple of them. How are you going to do that? So what I did was to use Figma to design it. So I did multiple iterations with Figma. Like the first one I did, you notice like I couldn't get the curvature well. I had to like keep adjusting the curvature. It was very odd. So what I realized is that each curve is going to be different. So the more outside you go, the more the curve is going to be wider. That's what I realized. And I'm not coming to a shape. So I add the stroke, did the stroke, make everything good, then convert it to a shape. That is like you do outline stroke. It's going to be a shape. You're not going to like give it a stroke again of 8 pixels and keep doing that for all of them you're going to do. So that's one. Number 2, you're not going to move it to After Effects. In After Effects, you're going to line animation. After Effects, you're going to now animate a right-on effect for the lines animation. So what that does is basically you see I broke it down into 4 lines, and use a stroke effect. So where's effect? There's a stroke effect in After Effects that you can now like draw a stroke on it and now make it hide. So when you not made a stroke that you drew on it, honestly, the only way I can explain this is to actually do it. But I don't know. If you know about stroke animation, right on effects, basically what I did for each of the lines. So line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, I animated each line, and that's the reason why it's like this. And I staggered it, so it's going to do differently. If I brought all the keyframes to the beginning, it's just going to do once. That's not that fine. So I staggered it, and yeah, so that's it. I kept going, Manchester. So for the globe as well, the globe is basically a shape, is a 2D shape, but then I applied the bludge effect. So where's globe? Yeah, so this is a globe. It's gonna be hanging a bit. It's quite large and interesting, but yeah, this is to make it look like a globe more. I use the bludge effect. So if you come over to globe mat, I guess, or world map, I think it's world map. What's a world map effects? So I think it's globe mat then. No, sorry, it's adjustment layer. Adjustment layer, I applied the bulge effect, which gives it like I think it's hanging a lot, but this gives it see, if you press it, you see something. I'm not sure. It's a sphere effect. If I apply the bulge on my face here, it's going to make my face round and all. So that's the basic idea. It did round already, but now it's not enforcing for that. Or trying to make it 3D make it look more 3D. So that's what it did there. So I'm not going to close it before my laptop crash. So that's that. What else? So yep, and I made this, staggered it a bit. It's hanging a bit. Yeah, it's hanging a bit. Yeah. Yeah, but this one, yeah. There'll be games, just brought images, resize them, bring it there 3D camera, you know. They'll merge. And people say I didn't use keyframes. Everything I did, I used the keyframes and I easily eased it. It's just because it's too fast. Some sections I didn't have to transition too fast, because when you started working on it and you have to like made a mistake somewhere, you're doing some keyframes ahead of time, so you have to like manage the space you have left. So that's the thing. I seem to make my workflow better, so I can make more effective decisions with it. But yeah, and those are fun. So now what I learned here was that if you see now, I have a frame called outro. If you open outro now, in outro I animated all the frames again myself. I got the 3D camera, I did some things, make it look cool and all. Yeah, because I realized that this thing was getting too small. It was getting so small, like I couldn't keep using it anymore like that. So after doing this loads of fun parts, I made a new composition and I did the outro. So the outro is learn from the best, connect with the pros, have some fun, don't miss it, sun, location, get your tickets. That's it. So I did that and I brought it back into the main file and I just like brought the timeline here. And if I need them to do any adjustments, you just double click it and you do that here. So okay, this part, camera control, this actually is not even useful. I just let it go like that. But you see the rest of the things, I used keyframes. Maybe I didn't use keyframe here though. What was this? Maybe this position, media channel. I don't know what it is. But yeah, overall, so that's basically it in a nutshell. I don't know what to talk about anymore, but this is the whole process of how I did it. Overall plugin to move from Figma to After Effects, 3D camera, effects, lots of composition. Like it was getting so many layers of keyframes. It just got so tiring, and I know there are shortcuts to do some things, but I don't know them yet, so I'm gonna learn that more. But other side, it was very fun to work on this. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, hopefully I'll do like this animate with me session one of these days. Right now I need to like work on my process, so when I do any session, it's going to be more, you're going to learn a lot more from that than me just figuring it out on live session. Aside that, what else do you want to know? What else would you like to know? Yeah, so this is Ross. So I thought this guy is this guy, but apparently they're different person. They're different people entirely. This was Stephanie. She spoke about personal branding. Ross spoke about Rive. Ilya talked about how they built Osmo. Casey gave a GSAP tutorial, and Vlad gave a Webflow journey. How Webflow was built. He's the founder of Webflow, so it was very interesting to see that. Aside that, what else did we do? Yeah, you won some match. If you play games, you win merch. So I played this shooting game. I also played shooting coconuts and stuff. But it was fun overall. It was fun overall. I learned a lot. I had fun. I met people, and I'm really grateful to be among this kind of community. You know, yeah. I don't know. I wanted to see what kind of city is going to make sense, but that didn't end up working out. And if you ask me, I want to learn how to use Illustrator as well. I use Figma most times, but I know that Illustrator is very powerful too. I just don't know how to use it. Plus, it's paid, so yeah. I might probably buy like a Adobe plan for like a year using my students' discounts. But yeah, I'm considering it big time. But when I do, expect illustration tutorials, so I can maximize it as I do that. But in the future, unless I have clients that need Illustrator, I'll be using Figma most times. Yep, so that's it. I plan to incorporate 3D elements in After Effects in the coming months to just like to see how dynamic your creations can be with After Effects. But now, yeah, just iterate, make a story, and yeah, I wish I could show you the mood board I drew or no, but I think I have to look for my tablets. Yeah, I use Freeform on Google on the iPad, so Freeform. As I do my sketches and all. Oh yeah, it's here. It's actually here. Crazy. Okay, cool. I can show you that. I don't need to open my tab. My tab is not here. So this is the. Oh my god. How do you zoom out? I guess you can zoom out by pressing this. Crazy. So this is Freeform. How do you zoom in? Okay, Control plus. So yeah, this is the idea I had. So it's like this 30 seconds video, just with the logo Flowfest, globe to Media City, numbers like 20 people attending, so people are coming. But I don't know the numbers, and I can't guarantee any numbers, so I just didn't add that there. But the speakers, attendees, anything that's special that people are interested about it, put that there. The time, and place. So basically, important information, I put that there. Then I like, okay, if you're going to watch this thing, that's be a benefit for the audience that's going to like watch it and want to sign up. So learn from the best, connect with professional, have fun, sun ray, colorful, ashes, colorful. I can't remember what I wrote here, but the sun ray, basically I was trying to think of brand elements that I could use. Motion, speaker, games, fun events, drinks, benefits again for the audience. So learn from the best. I was thinking of using like a card, you know, like I would design cards in Figma. Now like putting cards there to show the speakers, the people that are gonna be there, like Maguire. It's gonna be like, you know when you watch those videos, like you're watching like a documentary intro with like the person walk. Like different characters, and you see their name showing up. Game. And let's do that. Problem is that that's gonna take me more time, more post-production work, pre-production work, like in Figma, trying to do every asset. And based on the asset, I couldn't do that fast enough, so I didn't do that. And yeah, that didn't work out. Connect professionals, have some fun. I'm trying to do so many cool stuff, but I ended up like downsizing my dreams and ambition because timeline was short, and it took me more time, and I wasn't trying to look as good, you know. So After Effects, you cannot iterate very fast After Effects, but in Figma you can. So that's like pick a side, like what am I gonna do? So August and Media City, Manchester, see the first. So basically that's it. This is what I drew on my iPad, just to iterate fast. Like this took me like maybe an hour or so, and yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a breakdown. I hope it's interesting to you. You didn't learn anything from it. I'll probably make a tutorial in coming months, coming weeks. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe.